Hello everyone. In this session we'll see a question on Laplace equation. And it says two-dimensional Laplace equation on a square is given as so this is pi minus pi pi and minus pi. This is y and this is x. So we have to use the separation of variable method. Separation of variable to solve the boundary value problem, and it is the equation is uxx plus uyy equal to 0 for the region of x and y being between 0 and pi, and u of 0 y is equal to 0, which is also equal to u of pi y for y being between 0 and pi. Another boundary value condition is ux0 equal to 0 and ux pi equal to g of x for x being between 0 and pi. So these are the condition given. Now we have seen the general method of variable separation method, and if we are taking x double dash cutting short, because we have discussed some of it, minus y double dash y equal to minus lambda. What we have discussed was equal to k. So instead of k we can also write as minus lambda, where lambda is going to be minus lambda is going to be, or lambda is going to be n square further. So, and of course where g is a continuous function, satisfying g0 equal to 0, which is equal to g of pi. So for variable separation method we can take uxy equal to x of x and y of y. So these function will be only function of x and only function of y. And then if we are taking xn of x, let's say equal to, for the case the discussion we have made was for k, and if you check it, for k being negative we have x equal to c1 cos px and c2 sin px. You can refer the previous discussion, and from there instead of k we are taking lambda, and in that case x and x can be written as an cos nx plus bn sin nx. Now the boundary condition we have, the boundary conditions, this one, we have u of 0y equal to 0, u of 0y. So this is x value, this is y value, so that means x of 0 and y of y, and it is given as 0. Obviously y of y cannot be 0 to make this 0, because in that case the entire function will become 0. So what we can conclude is x of 0 should be equal to 0. And we know what is x and x. X and x is this. If we put it here for x equal to 0, for x equal to 0, what we can get is a n cos nx will become 1 and b n sin nx will become 0. Sin nx becomes 0. So a n should be equal to 0. If a n is 0, similarly, let's discuss the second condition also before concluding anything. So once a n is 0 and the second condition is x n x will become, now for a n being 0, we will be left with b n. X n x becomes, for a n equal to 0, this becomes sin nx, right? And we also know that for u pi y, which is going to be x of pi and y of y, should also be equal to 0. So of course y of y cannot be 0, x of pi has to be 0. So x of pi has to be 0. And if we check this x and x, for bn sin nx for x equal to pi to be 0, this n has to be integral value, sin pi, sin 2 pi, sin 3 pi, and so on, right? So few things we can say is, at one place we are taking lambda n equal to n square, and secondly n has to be 1, 2, 3 and so on, right? So that this value becomes 0 at x equal to pi. In the discussion for all the cases, we had taken k is equal to p square minus p square or something like that. Instead of that, here we are taking it to be equal to n square. So x and x is done, and then we'll come to y. So we have this y double dash. So we have this y double dash minus n square y equal to 0. Now, like in the discussion we have said, we are taking, instead of p, we are taking n square. And from here, if you remember, in that case we were discussing to be c3, y we were taking to be c3 e to the power of py plus c4 e to the power of minus py and so on. So instead of taking e to the power py, e to the power minus py, we can also take these hyperbolic functions, that is sin hx or cos hx, right? Because e to the power x plus e to the power minus x divided by 2 will give cos hx, and e to the power x and minus e to the power minus x gives, divided by 2 gives sin hx, right? Sin, you can check the function of sin hyperbolic and cos hyperbolic functions. That will help you. So in that case, now what we can do is we can take y as, let's say, cn cos h n pi and dn sin h n y, right? Instead of e to the power x and e to the power minus x, we are taking it as hyperbolic functions. Now we can again go for the boundary conditions. The boundary condition says, the first is ux 0, which is going to be x of x and y of 0. As per the boundary condition, it is 0. So obviously x of x cannot be 0. What we can conclude is y of 0 equal to 0. Now if we put y equal to 0 in this case, what we can see is sin hny and cos hny. So in that case, Cn has to be 0. This concludes Cn has to be 0, and then y n y becomes dn sin h n y. So now we have this u n x y, which is x n x and y n y. This will be now bn sin nx into dn sin h n y, right? So overall we are writing it as, and we know that u x y will be summation of from n equal to 1 to infinity u n x y. We are writing it as from n equal to 1 to infinity an sin nx into sin h n y. Right? This is what we were looking for. And one more condition we have is the boundary condition at, or directly we can write, since we are already discussing boundary condition, at y equal to pi we have u x pi, I'll say, equal to gx, right? It is already given in the question. If you see, this is there, right? Ux pi is equal to gx. So this is what we are discussing. So for this case, this ux pi should be equal to gx, and this is going to be sum of u equal to, I'll say, n equal to 1 to infinity an sin nx sin h nx, sorry, n pi n y. And in order to get the coefficient from 0 to pi, gx sin mx will give, now that h and x are independent, we are taking hy function outside for n equal to 1 to infinity 0 to pi sin nx sin m x dx, and this is going to be pi by 2 so we can say an 2 by pi, taking on the other side 2 by pi gx integration 0 to pi. That's it.